What's up, combatants? I'm back for another Mortal Kombat predictions and lore video. Last week I released my predictions and lore to the Mortal Kombat movie trailer, and I missed some things. I was kind of in the middle of a move and I just wanted to get the video out. It was also the first time that I was looking at the video frame by frame, so it was almost kind of like a reaction video. But I went back, I looked at it some more. I'm all moved into my apartment. Might be a little echoey in here, I hope not. And I'm gonna take a look at some of the things that I missed. Also, a couple of quick notes. Thank you all for commenting. I did my best to reply to as many comments as I could. I'm also going to take a look at some of your theories that you brought up to me and give my thoughts on them. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about who I think Cole Young actually is. So first off, Reiko is in the trailer and Jax is uppercutting him, potentially killing him. It actually looks like Jax is about to do the head clap fatality. I completely missed this because it doesn't look like the Reiko that we're kind of used to, the one that we got from Mortal Kombat 4, even his primary costume in Armageddon, or him from the Mortal Kombat comics. So I completely glossed right over this. And I'm sure we will see Jax doing his head clap fatality, as it looks like he's winding up for it in this frame here. Something else I noticed in the trailer that I haven't really seen anyone talk about, I'm sure someone has mentioned it out there, is that Kung Lao at one point is deflecting Kano's eye, what looks like to be Kano's eye beam. This could be them training together, or this could be also the point at when Kano turns on the team. Like I said in my last video, Kano was actually on the side of Earthrealm in the first Mortal Kombat tournament in the original timeline, and they're going with that story, and I'm glad to see them going with that story. A couple of the comments in the comments section mentioned that Noob Saibot might be in the trailer, as we see Sub-Zero emerging from this smoke cloud. I don't think that's Noob Saibot. I think he's gonna die in this movie, much like he does in the first tournament. We will see Noob return in a future sequel or something. I mean, it's possible this could be Noob, but I don't think it's him. I mean, his skin looks normal. It's not like completely discolored like that we see from most Noobs. And granted, yes, Noob in Mortal Kombat Deception had white skin, but I still don't think that it's him. I think it's just Sub-Zero Bihan. In my first video, I made a claim that the smoke cloud around him could be Smoke, because Smoke is a member of the Lin Kuei. I still think this is a possibility, or it could just be the way that portals look in this universe. I wanted to talk about the Liu Kang Cabal fight. So Liu Kang, when he turns into the Fire Dragon, is fighting Cabal. I didn't notice that this was Cabal in my last video until later in the trailer when I went frame by frame and saw the hook sword. I feel like the studio missed a huge opportunity to make this how Cabal got burned in the franchise, right? Unless he's not burned yet, but we see him with like the respirator and everything. So that means that he's already the Cabal that we're used to. He's not, Cabal pre-burns. This could have been an awesome way to make you think that he was dead, and then he comes back in, the sequel or whatever with the respirator and with like all the gear that's keeping him alive. I could be wrong, but I feel like this is just gonna be the end of Cabal. In my first video, when I took a look at Goro, I didn't know who he was fighting. It's now been confirmed, basically confirmed that it is Cole that he's fighting. I'm not too thrilled about it. I, again, would like to see Cole's storyline more intertwined with the Sub-Zero Scorpion dynamic if they're going that route. I don't want to see him be the champion or the hero. I think that plot belongs to Liu Kang. I think that could be a very good plot B, and our plot could follow Cole, but I have a feeling they're gonna Hollywood it up and they're gonna make him the champion. I mean, he is fighting Goro here, so who knows? At the end of the original Mortal Kombat timeline, as well as the Shaolin Monks timeline, after Shang Tsung is defeated, he kind of sends Goro and the rest of his island guards to attack the Earthrealm Warriors to kill them so that they don't escape the island. This could be that. Maybe it's the end of the movie and Goro is attacking them so that they don't escape the island, but I think it might just be Cole fighting Goro and defeating Goro in Mortal Kombat. And he still has that weird armor, right? I'm gonna get into this more when I talk about who Cole is at the end of the video. Something that I think was completely overlooked. So anyone who knows the storyline of the Scorpion Sub-Zero storyline, it's been different in different reiterations of Mortal Kombat, but the basis is that Scorpion believes that Sub-Zero killed his family and clan, when in actuality it was Quan Chi. Now looking at these Lin Kuei that Scorpion is killing, Hanzo is killing, they don't look like Lin Kuei. They look more akin to Brotherhood of the Shadow. Since when does the Lin Kuei wear a black mask? So I think this is the clue that, hey, this is Quan Chi's doing. This isn't the Lin Kuei's doing. We kind of know that this is going to happen because it happens in every iteration of Mortal Kombat, but I think this just further solidifies the theory. Also, speaking of Reiko dying by Jax's hands, I do think it's a great move by them to put in some of like the lesser known characters. Like Natara is apparently in the movie. She has a casting on IMDb, but we don't see her in the trailer, not that we know of at least. I think that it's good to put in these lesser known characters because I can think of a ton of C and D list Mortal Kombat characters that could just be thrown in the movie to just do fatalities on. Also, apparently Katana's fan is in the movie. I don't believe Katana is in the movie. I don't think we'll see her in the movie, but we'll probably see her in the sequel, much like we'll see Johnny Cage in the sequel. Okay, now I'm going to take a look at some of your theories, some of your comments that you commented on my video. So let's get started. Jean-Philippe Martel commented, I've seen a 4K picture of Melina and she has Tarkatan teeth, kind of like tiny over her normal teeth, which I guess we kind of see in the trailer, which seems like she can pull them down. I've also heard a leak saying something like, that's not all of her, so we'll see. I also didn't think of the theory about plot A going to be Sub-Zero, plot B, Liu Kang's winning the tournament, as I just explained. But I really like this idea. I think it would be too predictable Hollywoodish if Cole was just a new character that ends up winning the tournament. So I prefer your theory about the main plot being the mission of taking down Sub-Zero, a side plot about Liu Kang winning the tournament. We'll see. Also, somebody predicted that the blood from the blade that Melina is licking is from Kung Lao's blood. Sorry, Kung Lao fans, we don't also see much of Kung Lao in the movie, assuming he means the trailer. Okay, so let's break that down. So first he talks about Melina's teeth being retractable. I think that's kind of stupid. Just give her the teeth, just make her look like she looks. But maybe, I mean, maybe it is. Maybe they're hiding behind her skin and they rip out sometime later. That's also a possibility. The theory about Cole's story being more Sub-Zero, Scorpion focused, and Liu Kang winning the tournament being plot B, I think that's a winning formula. I think that's fantastic. I think that would make the movie great, and it wouldn't just Hollywood it up for, you know, having Cole be this no-name guy who comes in and becomes the hero. Because I don't want that. The blood on Melina's side being from Kung Lao. I haven't seen anything about this. I also didn't really do a lot of research into it. There's nothing in the trailer that I know of that is pointing that this could be the case. I mean, it's possible. I just don't think there's anything definitive that shows this. The One True Colby said, Sonya also has the marking if you slow down the trailer. Liu also has it, I think. I haven't noticed this yet. I didn't take a look. I probably should have done that before I started this video. If that is the case, then that's dumb, in my opinion. But it also makes more sense because it means that he's chosen if everyone else is chosen. I'm warming up to the idea more, but I just still think it's cheesy. I don't really like it. Okay, Sebastian Sankrant says, pretty sure the person Sonya was referring to that tore her team apart in seconds was Cabal. She said 7 years ago, and there's no way Sub destroyed Jax's arms that long ago because he has his arms in scenes with Cole. I did look into this, and when he's driving the car, he has human arms. So I'm really stumped on this, right? Because when Jax goes into the frozen room with the gun, it's obvious that this is pre-tournament, right? He's not gonna leave the tournament, get his metal arms, and then come back to the tournament. There's also a scene in the trailer where it's like a close-up of his hand, meaning that that's probably initially when he received the metal arms. So we know that this happens sometime before the Mortal Kombat tournament. So here's my theory. The mission in Brazil could have been to capture Kano or the Black Dragon. But instead they run into Sub-Zero, and Sub-Zero completely destroys their unit. Jax maybe not in the unit yet. Then later, maybe they get, because Sonya's referring to Sub-Zero as it, not referring to him as he. If it were Kano, she would say, you know, he destroyed our unit. Or if it was the Black Dragon, they destroyed our unit. So maybe now Sub-Zero's on their radar, and now they're tracking Sub-Zero and not Kano, and they find, you know, the scene where Jax loses his arm and Jax goes into the whole frozen room, that comes later. So it's kind of taken out of context, right? That's my theory. That's the only thing that really makes sense. Because if you look in the car, when Jax is driving with Cole, he does have his arms. And he says, "You've been chosen." Granted, he might be saying you've been chosen to someone else. Trailers do these where they take things out of context. Who knows? But hey, that's my theory. Okay, so now, who is Cole Young? I mean, first there's the obvious, right? We've talked about this already. He's Scorpion, or he's Scorpion reincarnated, or he is possessed by Scorpion, or he's a descendant of Scorpion, whether that be his grandson, son, whatever. He's somehow connected or related to Scorpion. That's the obvious answer. I think that's the answer that in some relation the story is going to go to. It just makes sense. There are some other wild theories out there, which I'm going to be sharing. One, which actually this theory has been around longer since the Scorpion one, is he's Johnny Cage. This has been debunked. He's not Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage is not in the movie, unfortunately. I'm still butthurt about it, I know. We will probably see Johnny in the sequel. The third theory, which I talked about a little bit in my last video, is that he is Kuai Liang, Sub-Zero 2, the good Sub-Zero. And this kind of fits the storyline because in the original Mortal Kombat 2's storyline, since Scorpion had killed Sub-Zero and taken a life, killed Bi-Han, he then vows to protect Kuai Liang, I guess for balance, because he had taken a life, now he's protecting a life. That was Mortal Kombat 2's storyline. However, this doesn't really make any sense because he hasn't killed Sub-Zero yet, Bi-Han, in the Mortal Kombat movie. So I'm starting to lean that he's not Kuai Liang. I'm starting to lean that, you know, it's the obvious, he's somehow related to Scorpion. Why would there be a reason for Scorpion to protect Kuai Liang if he hadn't killed Bi-Han yet? The, you know, take a life, save a life type of thing. It's a cool theory, cool with a K, but I don't think that they're gonna go this route. Although I do think him being Kuai Liang is a much better story than him being possessed by Scorpion. Another theory that I'm hearing is that he is Takeda. Takeda is the son of Kenshi, but Takeda is also brought up within the Shirai Ryu. He is a Shirai Ryu. The Shirai Ryu basically raised Takeda. His armor kind of looks like Takeda's armor with the whips. So that's a possibility. I wouldn't hate this storyline either. And then the most obscure one that I saw was that he is Chameleon, mainly because he's taking people's abilities, right? He has Takeda's armor, or what looks like to be Takeda's armor. It looks like he's wearing MK1 Johnny Cage's pants when he's fighting Goro. He's got Scorpion's wrist wraps. He may have the abilities of other characters. And so Chameleon has all the abilities of all the ninjas. I also don't think this is true because Chameleon is just such an obscure D-list character that not many casual fans know about. Why would they bring him in here? Also, if we're going to talk about characters who take other people's abilities, I think that Cole has a much better chance of being Shujinko than he does of being Chameleon. So there you have it. There's my theories on who Cole is. There's my breakdown of the trailer. I answered some of your questions. One other thing of note that I wanted to say, a big thank you to everyone. I passed the 1,000 subscribers mark, so thank you for supporting me and for watching all of my videos. I'm hoping this channel can grow bigger and bigger. I started it about 2 years ago, and it's just been an absolute treat to watch it grow. Thank you again for subscribing and helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. If you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about Mortal Kombat lore and story, then I invite you to head on over to my channel, MKTemple. Please hit that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me if you like this video, and hopefully I'll see you on my next videos.